try to fairly quickly through the regular meeting and do the organizational after we get through the immediate business. We have minutes. Keep that, or Fred, I have one correction that I called into Nancy, did I? It was about Keith.
Last name.
Yep, she had it. Okay, any,
Additional.
yeah, she had a misspelled name.
Okay, I'm gonna motion to approve.
A second.
John?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. PJ?
Yes. Okay, we can, we'll do that in the regular meeting. Frank, can you get to your report, please? Zoning?
Okay, should all have a copy of that activity for December. We did have 10 applications, only of them, 6 of them were permits. Did have 5 denials, which will subsequently go to the Board of, some of those will go to the Board of Appeals. And then you should also have a total for the year. We had 10 new houses, which is about average for the last 4 or 5 years. We've been about 8, 10 to 12, somewhere in that range. And we had 104 total permits, and that's it.
Have you guys had one of your county meetings lately?
No. We'll try to do it in February.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions zoning related for Mr. Kitco? Thank you, Frank. Emery Court.
Okay, this will be for December 2019, just a quick review of our winter already. December average salt use is typically 327 tons. We used 308 tons this year, just below average. We did have 7 events that required 11 rounds of plowing and or salting. Looking back to November, we averaged 87 tons per November. We were a little over at 185. Look at the couple months together, coupled with what we have in January already, it looks like we're running at or just below average salt consumption. Right now I have about 1,300 tons in our dome. We did commit to 2,000 tons plus or minus 20%. We would like to get to 2,000 tons. I won't be putting an order in here until I get another 500 or so tons back into the dome before we do replenish. Other than that, we did have a couple sign thefts, some vandalism. We did, you see the signposts there. Actually, there were some signs were taken out and thrown into the streets. We did get a sheriff's call on that, so we did replace those. And we had some high wind events where we had some down limbs. Other than that, it's been relatively quiet. We've been doing maintenance on the trucks and equipment, and also we're starting to review how we're going to attack our construction season coming up. Oh, that's what I got for you.
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Gordon regarding the road? Thank you, Emery. Reports, John, or we want to get to that?
I just would, my biggest report is I wanted to comment on, in the last month I've had several people come through the garage. I just want you to go back to your workers, and everybody who came through was quite impressed. Number one, at the cleanliness, not only of the building, but of all the equipment. And so that's the workers right there. The other thing is, I guess I wanted to comment about the new loader. We replaced a, I don't know, 35-year-old loader that we bought for $10,000. Yes, it was $100,000, but we sold that loader for $6,500 to a guy. And it probably was worth that in parts. It just wasn't worth that to us anymore. So I think we got pretty good usage out of it. But this new loader is phenomenal. you can't even hear it running. And I think it's gonna serve us very, very well into the future.
Sure, load time is quicker as well. The other thing that, in our discussions with the purchase, this is a 20 to 25 year unit, which is what we're anticipating to get out of it before replacement.
I think that so far, it looks like the guys did a really, really good job of speccing this thing.
Yeah.
Be able to get in there and throw the salt out of it and whatnot, because, you know, it's in the salt pile, so.
Well, they had 2 demos up there, so he did a side by side, which was,
Yeah.
that's always good thing. 20, 25 year, let's see, we got about 15 years out of the last one, that was 25 years old when we bought it, so, yeah.
That's all I have. I'll yield my time to Mr. Troy.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield my time also so we can get to the organizational.
I'm gonna do the same because everything I had was on, she's got on the agenda, new business, so we're gonna get through that. Got a resolution, it's kind of a memo of understanding, or to authorize adopt the Jogga County Commissioners Highway Use Manual, authorize the engineer to issue and enforce all policies and procedures herein.
We've been doing that for quite a while, and it's been very good for us.
I assume this has got something to do with like insurance.
It's just a clerical-
With the county.
It's a clerical thing to get a new date on it. It's,
Yeah.
I think, really what was explained to me, PJ. There's
Yes.
no difference in it.
Housekeeping. All right. Resolution to adopt that highway use manual and enforce all policies and procedures outlined therein. Board of Trustees desire to have a uniform and efficient method for regulating utilities within right-of-way, issuing permits for hauling, installation of driveway pipes, etc. ORC code says Township Board of Trustees may prescribe conditions for the accommodation of utilities within the rural right-of-way. Require issuance of permits to vehicles exceeding weight limits. Require a person to obtain permit, I'm paraphrasing some of this, before installing or replacing driveway pipes. County has in place the County Commissioner's Highway Use Manual, implemented by the Engineer's Office, which provides a uniform and efficient method of regulating utilities, hauling on public roads, installation of driveway culverts. Engineer's Office issues and enforces the policies. Therefore, be it resolved, the Auburn Township Board of Trustees hereby adopts the Jogga County Highway Use Manual. Be it further resolved, the Board of Trustees authorizes the County Engineer's Office to issue and enforce all policies and procedures outlined in the Highway Use Manual. And further resolved that the fiscal officer of the Board of Trustees is hereby instructed to transmit a certified copy of this resolution to the county engineer. I will make a motion to adopt that resolution.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, 2 places there. Nothing on this one, this is just the document itself, correct?
Right.
CSC Holdings, which is the new AKA for Suddenlink. Got a franchise fee, got a check for $2,867.04. Motion to put that in acquisition improvement fund.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Fred, tell us about this Otarma grant we got, $500.
Is that the Moore grant, I believe?
Yes.
That's the safety grant.
Okay. That's for equipment and stuff on it.
We did have excess signs in here or lighting, Fred, is that something?
We did that.
Right, as well, as safety stuff, right? yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we have to decide how we're gonna use the grant.
Okay.
We've got a maintenance contract for fire station floor from Interfinish.
PJ, I'd like to make mention of the fact that, that's the same pricing they've had since we started with them back in 2012, which also meets GSA FSS pricing. They've been very good to us and have done a fantastic job.
And we've been with them now 8 years. then.
Yep,
Okay. So you'd recommend we continue?
absolutely.
All right, then. I will make a motion to enter into that maintenance contract with Interfinish for $4,980.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. And the one last thing is, we've got paperwork from ODNR pertaining to the Nature Works grant, and that we are going to enter into that agreement to use that towards a pavilion at the park. Is this a resolution for that, or?
No. Just a motion.
Okay, so I will make a motion that we enter into this agreement with NatureWorks local grant program for that said project.
I will second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Then I got a couple of things, PJ.
Okay, I'm gonna wanna add on to that in just a second here. We're gonna forward this on to Chagrin Watershed Partners. They have administered that grant process with ODNR before, when we did the playground, and they've offered to extend their services again this time. They're gonna work through this and get us back to with a quote. So we'll have that, I would say, shortly. Just one signature. Okay, Fred?
Get your regular reports in front of you. Your fund status report, revenue summary report, appropriation summary report, and your payment listing report listing warrants 5,600 through 5,624, totaling $39,872.54. And then I've got a couple of resolutions. First resolution is Resolution 2020-01 for supplemental and reallocations. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Geauga County, Ohio, that the following supplemental allocations and reallocations are necessary to carry out operations effective December 31st, 2019. Supplemental appropriation of $10,888.75 to Road and Bridge Fund 2031-33190 salaries. Reallocation of $206 from 1,130-211 zoning Ohio Public Employees Retirement to 1,130-190 zoning salaries. Reallocation of $366.86 from 2191-110-221 fire levy medical hospitalization to 2191-110-190 fire levy salaries. And a reallocation of $12,000 from 2191-120-360 fire levy contracted services to 2191-220-314 tax collection fees. Those are the proposed allocations.
Okay, is that in resolution form too?
That is in resolution form 220-01.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adopt that resolution.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Second resolution is authorizing the fiscal officer to request a tax advance for the first half of fiscal year 2020. Resolution 2020-02, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Geauga County, Ohio, that it requests its first half fiscal year 2020 tax advance and that such advance is required to maintain township operations. Therefore, the board authorizes the fiscal officer to make a written request to the Geauga County Auditor for said tax advance pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 32134.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And that's all I've got.
Okay. Any comment? Quickly, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. A couple of warrants that interest me. 5607 for internal revenue, $1,993.65. And 5609, nope, scratch that one, my bad. 5602 Wex Bank for 1149.69. Can you clarify those for me, please?
The Wex Bank one is our fuel card, our account for fuel.
Okay.
And the other one, you said the one to the Internal Revenue Service? That was to true up our last tax payment.
Excuse me, what does that mean?
We withhold federal income tax from the employee's income, and then that's to true up the last payment. So there would have been a payment that was underpaid, so we had to true it up.
Okay, has this happened before?
Yeah, it's happened.
Okay, not often, but it's.
Not often.
Okay, thank you.
Just one more bit, I want to make mention that our membership is due again in Chagrin River Watershed Partners. That, well, I should have reported earlier here, 2% increase, so it'll be $1,116 for our annual membership. As I already mentioned, they helped us obtain that grant for $30,000, and it's they've done tons of work with our zoning department and various things throughout the year. So I don't know if that needs to be a motion. A motion? I'll make a motion. Okay. Mike made the motion. I'll second it that we continue that relationship and pay that annual fee.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
DJ.
Yes. Okay, any other comment? We're gonna move into our organizational for 2020. And we're gonna begin that at 7:50. And I'll make a motion to appoint John Everly, the chairman of the Board of Trustees for coming year.
I will second.
Nothing to say in your defense?
Well, as honored as I am, to accept this post, I would like you to know that I do it under a bit of protest, as I'm currently the third seat trustee. And generally, the second seat trustee gets to move to be the first seat trustee. So I don't want to offend anybody by jumping from the third seat to the first seat.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to make the jump.
Well, it's the risk of my colleagues becoming agitated with me.
Well, you know.
Okay, you did draw the short straw, so, okay.
That's it? I
That's
won?
it.
Well, in that case, I prepared a little speech.
Let's
Try
vote.
to narrow it down to 45 minutes.
Please do.
Quick, Fred, take a vote.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
DJ.
Yes.
I'd like a motion to, since I'm getting into the next one here, for Mr. Kavanaugh to take the place of vice chairman for 2020.
I'll second that.
I'm speechless.
And Patty, it's like get the coveted third
Uh,
seat.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes.
Are you gonna continue, or you did a good job?
I'll stay with it for a bit here.
All right.
Dates and times for meetings, we're currently at 7:30, first and third Monday. I think we'll continue doing that unless I hear otherwise, so I'll make a motion.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, protocol is that in accordance with trustees' request, anyone who wants to be on the agenda, give any of the trustees, fiscal officer, or the office administrator a week notice. Reporters are asked to hold their questions until the end of the meeting. I'll make a motion to.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Videotaping will be in accordance with public meetings in Auburn Township is permitted, providing that the videotaping does not interfere, obstruct, or otherwise disturb the proceedings. Video equipment must be set up in a designated area, done in an unobtrusive manner, no artificial lighting. Equipment shall operate silently. There's a motion.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. In order to comply with the sunshine law, make a motion that in accordance with Senate Bill 74, a fee of $52 be paid in advance annually, plus self-addressed stamped envelopes by any person requesting advance notification of meetings. Resolution does not apply to the media, news media.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, our media of choice, we're using auburntownship.com and the Maple Leaf Primary and the News Herald as necessary, if needed. Make a motion to continue with those media.
Second. I'll let you say some seconds, so I don't think.
I'll second it.
Take a nap over here.
Messing me up, guys. John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, appointments and compensation section. We need to appoint a zoning inspector. Any thoughts on that?
My thought is I'd like to nominate Mr. Frank Kitco.
That sounds
I guess I'll
like-
second that.
He's young, but he's very aggressive.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
He's a fast learner, yes.
PJ.
Yes. Compensation for zoning inspector, that is currently set at $2,200 per month.
I'd like to jump in here on that. I'm looking at a 1.6% increase across the board. So that will be spewing out of my mouth. If you guys have any additional compensation that you want to discuss, feel free. But I'm gonna start the ball rolling with making a motion for a 1.6% increase, which would take it to $22.35.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, a fire chief.
Oh, wait a minute here. Hold on. I can't read upside down.
Well, you.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm just very limited.
That's why I get reduced fax copies sent to me
There you
so
go.
I can read them.
Okay, I think we're on the same page now. We need to appoint a fire chief and an EMS administrator. Any thoughts on that, Mr. Frye?
I'm gonna go with John Phillips, because he's already got the shirt. Save some money.
Thank you.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. And compensation for such fire chief, excuse me, and EMS administrator. That is currently at $40,000 annual.
Again, I'll jump in on that one, looking at a 1.6, that would take the salary to $40,640.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. The Auburn Volunteer Fire Department contract is now on an annual basis, and we've a couple, 3 years ago, we changed that to this date, first of the year, as opposed to mid fiscal year. So I'm going to make a motion to contract with the AVFD for the period January 1 of 2020 through December 31 of 2020 at $696,000.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes. I'll make a motion to accept all mutual aid agreements negotiated by the AVFD as binding.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, our cemetery sexton is currently Michael Ludwig, and I'm going to make a motion to appoint Michael Ludwig as our cemetery sexton again for 2020.
Second.
Sorry, just reflex action. Say a word, zip.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Compensation for that position is currently $347.28.
And anybody with a 10 key would have come up with $352.84, adding 1.6% to that. So I'll make that motion.
Second that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, compensation for the Board of Trustees.
I don't think 1.6% is nearly adequate, so I've done some calculations, and, oh wait, never mind, we can't do that.
We can do that. We'll use, payment shall be salary method for the year and paid solely from the general fund. And
Second?
it's per the legislature.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, we do not have, we're currently looking for an applicant for Kinston Community Education as one of our 3 board representatives. Anyone here that has friends or neighbors interested, or lots of times it'll be if your kids are involved, you'll find someone with interest. Please let us know. Previously confirmed or previously appointed representatives will be David Park, David Parker's term will expire 12/31/21, and Robert Ford's term expires 12/31/20. So I'll make a motion to confirm those previous with the one to be appointed at a later date.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. All right, gonna move on to the commission, the zoning commission, 5-year terms, 5 full-time members, or full members with those 5-year terms. One expires every year. Gonna make a motion for the 5-year term that will begin this year and expire 12/31/24. I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Dennis Bergansky to that 5-year term.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Alternate 1, we appoint 2 alternates, those are 1-year terms, subject to reappointment annually. I'm gonna make a motion to, have Ted Van Heining in that position as alternate 1.
A second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. As alternate 2, I'm going to make a motion to appoint currently a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals. He has indicated an interest in helping us out on zoning commission. I think we could use that, and we could use his deep knowledge there, I think probably more fully than his position on the ZBA at this point. Scott Brockman,
I'll second on that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
yes. All right, so this following motion I'm making here is to confirm the previously appointed zoning commission members and recap the complete board as follows. Dennis Bergansky, term expiring 12/31/24. Scott Kamener, term expires 12/31/23. Todd Asnavorian, that term expires 12/31/22. Albert Tien, that term is gonna expire 12/31/21. And Jeff Pulsford, that term expires 12/31/20. Alternate 1 is Ted Van Heining, 12/31/20. And alternate 2 to be Scott Brockman, that term to expire 12/31/20.
I'll second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Compensation for commission members, currently at $50 per meeting. I think we just addressed that in the last
Yeah, we
couple of years, so I'll make a motion to continue with that.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Zoning Commission Secretary, of course, that is a position that is to be, the decision to fill that is by the zoning commission, so we just set the compensation. Currently, that is at $19.13 per hour.
If we add 1.6% to that, that would take that position to $19.44 per hour. So I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, moving on to our Board of Zoning Appeals. 5-year term that's expiring is Brian Stewart, has previously served there, and he indicated an interest to remain. I think he's been outstanding.
Phenomenal job, yes.
And I'll make a motion to reappoint Brian Stewart.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Another member of our Board of Zoning Appeals is Francis Gibbons, who had some family obligations that's gonna require him to move out of Auburn, at least for the time being. So, that's a position that expires 12/31/21, so effectively it's a 2-year position.
I'd like to recommend that we move Bob Ford from the alternate 1 position to take that position.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, there's another full position there as well.
Okay, and I'd like to recommend we move David Parker up into that position.
The term expiring 12/31/20, it's a 1-year appointment essentially. Yeah, I'll second that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes, and we have an applicant that we interviewed back in, I believe it was November. His name is Mike Varley. He's indicated a strong interest, and I'm gonna make a motion to appoint him to alternate 1 on the BZA.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes.
How do you spell the last name?
Varley.
Thank you.
He's from Woodview Trails. Compensation of ZBA members, or the BZA members. We addressed that, I'm gonna make a motion to continue that at $50 per meeting.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
do you need to confirm these periods?
Yeah, you're right, we gotta come back to that. Yeah, okay. As a point of reference, we do this in our organizational minutes, but I kinda overlooked that as I was reading it. I'm gonna make a motion to confirm these appointed terms of zoning board of appeals and recap the complete board as follows. So that would be Brian Stewart, term expiring 12/31/24. Lou Townsend, term expires 12/31/23. Doug Hogan, 12/31/22. Robert Ford, 12/31/21. David Parker, 12/31/20. Mike Farley, 12/31/20.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes, I'm gonna do one more, I'm gonna turn it over to Mike here. Board of Zoning Appeals Secretary compensation, once again, that position is filled by the members of that board. And we set the salary, and currently that is $19.13 per hour.
And again, we had 1.6 is 1944.
Okay, I'll second that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. I'll take over from that.
Sure. Okay. Township Highway Superintendent, currently Emmerich Gordon. Emmerich, would you consider doing that for another year for us, sir?
The Cleveland Browns were supposed to contact you to get permission to interview me for the head coaching position, did they do that?
Yes.
You really want
I
that
have
job
some
over
sad
this?
news
I'll,
for you.
I'll stay.
Have some sad news for you. They're not gonna hire you.
And that's only a one-year gig anyway.
It's 1 year in and
Your
out.
career longevity's a lot better here. Okay.
And you can wear any kind of sneakers you want.
I'll make a motion to retain him, Gordon.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay. Again, looking at a 1.6% cost of living adjustment, which would raise the rate to $26.93 per hour for Emmerich Gordon.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, make a motion to do the 1.6% increase for Michael Ludwig, taking him to $23.23 per hour.
Second.
Give me that number one more time.
2323.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, again, same with Blighter Mark Sturm, taking him to $23.23 per hour.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, ditto for John Zoka, 2323.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Mike Fenstermaker, the way we've been rolling with him, and we told him when he started that we'd be giving him an annual increase of $1, along with the other increase. Honestly, that takes him to within 20 cents or so of same rate as the other guys. Emmerich,
Should be the
think that
same.
would, I think he's earning his keep here and kinda showed us he's gonna hang around. Okay, so if you wanna work out the exact percentage on that, or it'll be a dollar amount, so we'll take his current 2015, go 1.6 on that, which will take them to $20.48. Then again, if you,
23, I say 23, 22.
23.
Yeah, whatever, 23, right.
So, make it so.
Second,
John,
yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Office Administrator Nancy Dolezal, current pay is $20.16 per hour.
Mhm.
Increase would take her to $20.48 per hour.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Assistant Zoning Inspector Jane Hardy, her current pay is $19.13 per hour. 1.6% would take her to $19.44 per hour.
Second,
John,
yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, overtime policy, I'll make the motion that department overtime for 2020 will be approved by the road liaison. The road department and administrative and zoning department's overtime will be approved by a trustee.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, to make a motion that the option to opt out of health insurance coverage at the time of policy renewal each year as an incentive will receive a monthly stipend of $500.
Yes. Second. I got confused.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Here.
Okay. Cell phone policy, that a stipend of $50 per month to Auburn Township designated employees that are required to have a cell phone.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Auburn Township employees that are currently have to have cell phones are Emmerich Gordon, Mark Sturm, Michael Ludwig, John Zoka, and Mike Fenstermaker.
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, 2020 holidays. Motion to set the holidays, New Year's Day, Wednesday, January 1st, Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 20th, President's Day, Monday, February 17th, Memorial Day, Monday, May 25th, Independence Day, Friday, July 3rd, Labor Day, Monday, September 7th, Columbus Day, Monday, October 12th, Veterans Day, Wednesday, November 11th, Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 26th, Christmas, Friday, December 25th. Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, and Columbus Day are optional holidays and may be worked in exchange for taking off the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and/or New Year's Eve.
Second.
Somebody second?
Yeah, me.
John,
Yes.
Mike, PJ?
Yes.
Okay. Zoning amendment application fee is currently $800. One of the things that covers, read it, fee for filing a zoning amendment application will be $800 plus costs to include mailing, legal advertising, court reporter, and what I want to add in there is after court reporter is consultants. Just clarification.
Is that, Frank, what's your thoughts on that?
Those are, what you read are all extras, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right,
It's come into play in other townships.
right.
Well, we just bill them at cost.
Right. And they come into play before we're done here.
Yes.
I was wondering if we should charge, because we may have to have multiple meetings, should we charge more than $800? I don't know what surrounding townships do.
I don't know either. We're currently in the process of, reviewing our other fees that we normally set in February, but I haven't had a chance to see about what
Should
the-
we maybe research this, you know?
I think we should.
I could just say that the one township that would probably have pretty recent and intense knowledge of this would be Burton.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, let us, if you would, let us research it
Let's-
Yeah,
So let's just continue the existing,
until,
Yeah,
Well,
if it's more, we can always change it.
we'll do this at the same time we approve this year's zoning fees, which should be about probably first meeting in February usually.
usually,
Yeah.
All right, sounds like a good idea.
I mean, we have to have some fee though for,
Yeah, well, sure,
We'll
okay.
set it at the 800, we'll change it if necessary, so that was your motion, I'll second
Okay. John,
yes,
Mike,
it. Yes.
PJ?
Yes. I would have the same recommendation on EZA
I think you're right.
yeah.
fees.
So I'll say that we'll keep it the same for currently.
This is a motion, be the fee for zoning board of appeals variance and conditional use would be $475. If there are multiple requests from the same applicant, same hearing, an additional $160 fee per request will be assessed.
Second.
John,
Yes,
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
John, that does, those extras are extras, right?
right,
I mean, if a consultant, court recorder,
right.
you gotta make sure that those are gonna be extras.
You wanna go back and just say that those fees, let's go and amend those 2 fees and say that those,
So it says right here, the fee for a filing zoning amendment application will be $800
yeah,
plus costs
Plus
to
costs.
include mailing, legal advertising, court reporter, consultant, and other miscellaneous
For
costs.
amendment, but for Board of Appeals, it should be
Yeah.
the same. Because if we have to bring consultants for the Board of Appeals, that's not gonna be covered in your $450 or $475.
so let's add those same
Same
ancillary
language.
costs to the appeals.
All right, let me make a motion. I think to put up some plus cost language in there is okay.
Yeah,
And we need to do some more research and address this fully at the same time. All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to keep this in order to rescind that last, motion that we voted on BZA hearing fees.
Okay.
And then we're gonna readjust it.
Second,
John,
yes,
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. Okay, so now, having rescinded that, you want this to read, zoning appeal hearing fee, current cost $475 plus $160 fee per additional requests. All right,
Plus, and then plus costs.
yeah, so now the motion is going to be the fee for a zoning board of appeals variance or conditional use request will be $475.
And then take plus costs to include mailing, legal advertising, court reporter, and any other miscellaneous costs incurred.
Other miscellaneous costs would cover consultants, what do you
Correct.
think at this point? And then $160 fee per request will be, if there are multiple requests from the same applicant, same hearing, an additional $160 fee per request will be assessed. So that's the full motion. You got that?
No?
I'll get that right.
Okay, we've got all the additional costs, and then what it was, the 160 fee per
It's
request?
basically the same thing with what I have in the parentheses injected after the 475. That phrase
Oh,
right here.
yeah.
I'm
Got it,
pretty sure that
got it.
that wording's on the fee schedule already, but those costs are extra, but this should make it.
So we're just taking the 475 fee and we're adding those costs after that, and then,
Yeah,
the
we're gonna,
160 is the
we're
standard.
Yeah,
gonna put
I got
this
it.
Right,
within the parentheses right there.
right, but redline this here too, because we're adding consultant after court reporting,
Right.
so we just changed this. So put that in there also, instead of pick up the consultant also in both of them. And Fred will be dealing with the same parentheses.
Can we read that?
Okay.
Can we read that?
Yeah.
I think I can do that. Okay, zoning board, zoning appeal hearing fee. Current cost $475 plus $160. The fee for a zoning board of appeals variance or conditional use request will be $475 plus costs to include mailing, legal advertising, court reporter, consultant, and any other miscellaneous costs incurred. If there are multiple requests from the same applicant, same hearing, an additional $160 fee per request will be assessed.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll make that a motion with that done.
I will second that.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, town hall rental, motion that, be $50 for resident, $100 for non-resident fee for the first 4 hours, an additional $10 per hour thereafter. For rental of town hall, trustees may waive the fee for school, religious, church functions, homeowners associations, YMCA, YWCA, and senior citizens, etc. Fee for change that 2020, will be waived for the following organizations: Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Auburn 4-H clubs.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Adam Hall rental rate. The rate for Adam Hall is $65 per hour for Auburn residents, and $100 for out-of-town resident, plus $175 cleaning fee, a $300 refundable damage deposit, an hourly security guard fee set by the Geauga County Sheriff's Office for events serving alcohol. Rental fees may be changed by the Board of Trustees on a case-by-case basis for schools, civic groups, religious, church functions, homeowners associations, senior citizens, etc.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, Adam Hall funeral luncheon gathering rate. Let's see, how we rate that. To establish 3-hour flat fee rental rate of $250 for Auburn residents, $350 for out-of-town residents, for after funeral luncheons, gatherings at Adam Hall, an additional $150 for security if serving alcohol at the event.
Yeah, you know, I think that, of course, we refer to county, the deputy, and I think they changed their rate from $30 to $32 an hour. So, I don't know if that
This reflects that change.
does it.
Yeah.
Okay, then. All right, since it's covered, I'll second that.
PJ,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
You wanna continue on for a little bit, PJ?
Yeah, here, cost of.
Throat's drying out here.
Yeah, it does. Cost for opening of graves, open graves for new internments on weekdays up to 2:30 will be $345 and will be $495 after 2:30 PM on weekdays and Saturdays. The cemetery must be vacated by 12 noon on Saturday, or an additional hourly fee of $145 will be assessed. There will be no burials on Sunday or any township legal holiday. Internment of ashes or small infants on weekdays up to 2:30 PM will be $250, and it will be $350 after 2:30 PM on weekdays and Saturdays, or if a vault is used. Currently, $250 on weekdays before 2:30 and $350 after 2:30 PM and on Saturday. And I didn't make the motion yet, but I'm just gonna explain the reason all those times are put in there is because you get into overtime with road department, with those traffic control and everything else there. So, I think if that's, I know that we've adjusted these recently,
We
and
just
so.
talked about, we
Yeah.
just talked about them, and with our new excavator, we're a little more efficient. So we're gonna stick with these.
Okay, and that's fine, but the reason 2:30, because.
Wait, you gotta get out of your
Overtime,
overtime,
yeah,
right?
overtime. So that's why it's so wordy, but I will make a motion to just continue with that.
We remain to be a good place to die.
I'll second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes. Okay, on the cost of graves, a price of a grave for non-residents is currently $600 and $100 for an infant. The price of a grave for residents is currently $75. Non-residents is $600 for infant. Cost for residents is currently $75 per grave or $300 per lot of 4 graves at Shadyside. There are no lots available here at Maple Shade. So I'll make a motion to continue that.
Second?
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Okay, all footers will be charged at the rate of currently $150 for the first 2 square feet and $25 for each additional or partial square foot. That was adjusted to, I think we're all right there. Make a motion to continue with those prices.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes. Okay, we're gonna divvy up some work here for the board. I'm gonna make a motion to appoint John Everly as the road department liaison.
Second?
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes.
I'll make the motion to make PJ Kavanaugh our properties liaison.
I'm okay with that, second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Fire department liaison is Michael Troy. I'll make a motion that he continues in that position.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Firefighters Dependents Board Fund. Representatives for the Auburn Township trustees for the firefighters Dependents Board Fund, Dependents Fund Board, excuse me, legislative authority for a one-year term. That's a state organization in case of something
Yeah, that,
awful happening
Make
here.
a motion that Mr. Kavanaugh and Mr. Everly take on those positions.
I can second that, so will.
Mr. Everly,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Troyan,
Yep.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes. Mike, you get the next one now.
Yep. I'd like to, recommend appointment of Patrick Kavanaugh as a designated employer representative.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes, since they did that, I'm gonna make a motion to designate Nancy Dolezal as our DER alternate.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion that the chairperson of the Board of Trustees, and that will be John Everly, and the fiscal officer Fred May, shall form a Township Records Commission and meet at least once every 12 months.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. All right, and this kind of sets the agenda for meetings. So I'm going to make a motion that the Township Highway Superintendent attend the first meeting of each month and present a report.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. And I'm going to make a motion that the zoning inspector attend the first meeting of each month and present a report.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. And subsequently, I'm gonna make a motion that the fire chief or his designated representative attend the second meeting of each month and present a report.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. And here's a motion that the Board of Zoning Appeals schedules a minimum of 12 meetings per year. They may coincide with an appeal meeting or be held as an organizational nature at the chairman's discretion.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna change this next one just a bit here because we've had some attendance and cancellation issues that are public. So I'm gonna make a motion that the zoning commission holds a minimum of 12 meetings per year. And delete that next phrase, a maximum of 24 at this point. Additional meeting, but we'll leave in there additional meetings to be approved by the Board of Trustees, dates and times to be set by the board chairman.
Second.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes. Okay, here's a motion that a report of the attendance of members of both the zoning commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals will be presented to the Board of Trustees. The secretary of each board will provide the report to the trustees at the end of June for previous 6 months and at the end of December for that subsequent 6 months. Compensation will then be made.
Second.
John, how do you feel about that motion?
I'll vote yes.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
You're asking about my feelings.
I like the way you changed that up, Fred.
I'll vote yes.
Add a little
Break the
spice
TV
there.
again.
I'll vote yes.
I got a little thrill right there.
Okay, township expense authorization. And we can discuss this for a second anyway, because this basically goes into truck repairs. This is kind of your big bite here. Motion, to allow each trustee to authorize, this is not a motion yet, to authorize the expenditure of up to, and we're $5,000 in legitimate township expenses. Is that enough?
I don't think we've had to exceed that, have we, Amber?
That last one at 8 was an anomaly. It's
The
not
turbo,
it's
yeah.
not a
Turbo.
typical occurrence.
Yeah.
They've been under that, so I think we're comfortable.
Let's keep
with
it
five.
there.
You wanna keep
Yeah.
it there?
Are you guys comfortable
Yeah,
with
so-
that?
That turbo was like 8,000,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes,
That-
sir.
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
like-
something like they
Close to
can run
nine.
out of the side of the road and change it for you
No.
and get you back up and running, so
Right,
it's not exactly time sensitive.
yeah. Yeah, typically it's smaller items, like the hoses and everything. that break.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the 98% of all these things that end up less than $1,000.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, there's no reason to change it for less than.
no, just leave it, I like it.
All right, so I'll make the motion that $5,000 in legitimate township expenses to allow each trustee to authorize that expense.
Second,
John,
Aye.
Mike,
yes,
PJ?
Yes, mileage reimbursement, is that correct, 54.5 cents? Is that what it is right now?
I thought it was
I don't even know.
58.5.
I don't know what it is.
We have the power of Google now.
I'll come back to this one.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, he's gotta be writing and,
One,
actually, we shouldn't even have a figure in there, we should just say whatever
whatever the IRS says at the date.
the IRS website, and then, because we're doing it, twice a year,
Yeah,
updating it.
because it's gotta be July too. It's 58 cents, just for your information.
Okay, so 58 even,
Yeah.
reimbursed mileage at 58 cents per mile and readjusted on July 1st. There's a motion.
Second,
John,
aye.
Michael,
yes,
PJ?
Yes. Okay, here's a motion that we encumber funds for the Ohio Township Association Convention in Columbus and pay all necessary expenses.
second,
John,
Aye.
Michael,
yes,
PJ?
Yes. Okay, here's a motion to allow the purchase of sundry items to benefit employees and others for such things as coffee and supplies, paper products, greeting cards, etc.
second,
John,
Aye.
Mike,
yes,
PJ?
Yes. Copies of township documents requested from and supplied to the general public will be charged at the rate of 10 cents per page.
second,
John,
Aye.
Mike,
yes,
PJ?
Yes. No personal items shall be purchased using a township charge card or
What kind of deal
account.
is this? What kind of deal is this?
You're not supposed to be buying any personal items
Oh,
with a township charge card or account.
oh, I thought that was with my own card. Okay.
Now, you can use your own card.
I do.
Keep doing it.
I'll second we use that, and I'll ignore what you said.
Only authorized personnel shall charge items on township accounts.
John,
Aye.
Mike,
Yes,
PJ?
Yes. As Fred's opinion on this, but currently we're using Middlefield Bank and the First National Bank and Star Plus. Does that sound good still?
Yeah, for
And then I'll
now.
read the motion, so. Okay, to designate as depositories of public monies the following: Middlefield Bank, First National Bank, and Star Plus. That's a motion.
second,
John,
Aye.
Mike,
yes,
PJ?
Yes. Okay, here's a motion to request a tax advance at the maximum available from the general fund, road and bridge fund, fire department fund, from the Jogga County auditor.
second,
All right, John, tell me how you feel.
Aye.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ?
Affirmative. Okay, as far as unused equipment, equipment deemed no longer useful to the township by motion of the Board of Trustees at a regular meeting will be listed on the township website and posted for auction at the highest bidder on govdeals.com.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. Any additional items needed throughout the year will be added to the organizational meeting minutes. Any additional items needed throughout the year?
Will be added to these minutes.
Okay.
Second.
John?
Aye.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna add one too, but it'll probably be somewhere else at next year's organizational. Letter from County Township Association, but this is part of our business really. Health District Advisory Council representative and alternate. Probably ought to put that somewhere in the organizational.
Yep, we should.
from now on.
Let's add that.
Traditionally, we've done chairman,
What?
vice chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I think we should go with that again.
it's a perk, John, it's a perk. So,
Did I get mileage for that?
you get good mileage for that. There's a Taco Bell up there, too.
Don't use your company credit card to buy the Taco Bell.
All right, so HD representative and alternate, I'll make a motion that the chairman and vice chairman serve in those positions.
I think I got hosed.
Chair. Who's our second chair?
Vice chairman this year, so,
You are?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm third seat, I gotta be done.
You'll be here for the meeting.
Yeah, I have the meeting by myself.
So that was your motion, I need a second.
Second.
John?
I'd like to amend the motion to say that the chairman could appoint a designated alternate.
Other than the third chair.
We already have an alternate, so.
I already shook in your responsibilities. Slacker.
Matter of opinion.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. All right, John, you can get the last one.
What's that?
Motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion, often known as the motion of all motions.
I'll second.
John?
Yes, sir.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Time is 8:46.
That'll be all.
Yeah, they have that plan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One of the things is when
Pleasure.
Thank you guys for having time.